Hey people, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. We're going to talk about this because this needs to be talked about. I've been on the road today, but I have to. You know how I came across this story? I was listening to the DL Hughley radio show, and he referenced something about this, and I had to look it up. And that female that you see, she's an evil, rotten bitch. Yeah, I said it. She's an evil, rotten bitch, and I hope she suffers hell. And I hope this bitch suffers some ugly shit, deep-rooted pain and suffering. Really, I wish evil will come back and bite her in the fucking ass. I hope she regrets what she has fucking did to this guy. Her ex-boyfriend. I think it was supposedly her ex-boyfriend. Well, now ex-boyfriend. You know, the fact that a woman would do this to a man, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. I can show you better than what I can tell you right now. But I hope this bitch, I hope she suffers from. I hope she gets skin cancer. I hope she gets breast cancer, ovarian cancer, surgical cancer. I hope this bitch. I hope this bitch. I hope somebody finds her ass and harm comes her fucking way, and somebody's bold enough to fuck her up. Yeah, I said if she don't get no jail time for what she has done to this man. Oh, I hope I hope she gets attacked. I hope she gets raped. Yeah, I said I hope she suffers. Well, and those people, especially you, specifically women, who get offended by me talking like this, and some of you mangina, white knight, fruitcake simps, and mangina motherfuckers who got issues with me talking about the stuff that I talk about in regards to women. My thing is, if it doesn't, first of all, if you're a woman and you watch my content and listen to my videos, watch and listen to my videos, that is, if you're not that type of chick, do not defend her, because 9 times out of 10, when a woman claims to be a good woman but she defends a bitch, she's a bitch her damn self. You're not a good woman if you defend a bad woman who's in the fucking wrong, obviously. And I just want. And the fact that this woman encouraged this guy and bullied him with text messages for him to kill himself when this guy was crying for her fucking help. For her to encourage and stress him out and ridicule him and make fun of him and mock him and attack his manhood and just emasculate him through text messages, which I look at as a form of abuse and bullying, and the fact that they're going to give her manslaughter, when the fact that this is blatant murder because she actually coerced a guy to kill himself, and this guy was not fucking stable, and I can see why he was not fucking stable because he was with an evil ass cunt like this. Anyway, I'm going to read the article and then I'm going to play the video clip. Prosecutor. Woman in texting suicide case wanted attention. I read that one more time. Prosecutor. Woman in texting suicide case wanted attention. The Massachusetts woman charged with manslaughter for allegedly using text messages to encourage her boyfriend to kill himself played a sick game. Well, it was an evil ass game, but okay. With another person's life, a prosecutor said Tuesday. In dozens of text messages and telephone calls, Michelle Carter, who's the evil bitch, then 17, repeatedly urged Conrad Roy III, at age 18, to kill himself. Prosecutor Mary Claire Flynn said in opening statements at Carter's jury waived trial. Excuse me. Roy was sitting in his pickup. In the parking lot store. I must start that again. Roy was sitting in his pickup in the parking lot of a store in July 2014 as the truck filled with carbon monoxide. At one point, Carter told him to get back in after he exited the truck. Flynn said at the trial in juvenile court in Taunton, Carter, who never called authorities or Roy's parents as he died, wanted sympathy and attention that came with being the grieving girlfriend. Bitch, sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. Okay, I had to throw that in there. But quote, I'll read that again. Yes, that got me livid. Just this quote. Carter, who never called the authorities or Roy's parents as he died, wanted sympathy and attention that came with being the grieving girlfriend, Flynn said. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That is fucking sick. No, that's what Flynn said, quote. Defense attorney Joseph Cataldo, however, painted a starkly contrasting picture of Carter. He's a defense attorney, but I mean, he's still a bitch. That's a white knight fruitcake bitch of a male, if you ask me. Okay, but I digress. Roy was depressed after his parents' divorce. Was physically and verbally abused by family members, and had long thought of suicide, even researching suicide methods online. He said, it was Carter who urged him to get help. Cataldo said. I spelled bullshit on that one, but okay. The couple met in Florida in 2012. That's the year 2012. But had only seen each other in person a handful of times, even though they lived just 35 miles apart in southern Massachusetts. Roy in Mattapoisett and Carter in Plainville. They communicated mostly through text messages and phone calls. When Roy suggested they should be like Romeo and Juliet, bad move, dude, but I digress. The lovers who killed themselves in the Shakespeare play, Carter said she didn't want them to die. Cataldo said, quote, Conrad Roy was on this path to take his own life for years, he said. Quote, it was Conrad Roy's idea to take his own life. It was not Michelle Carter's idea. This was a suicide, a sad, tragic suicide, but not a homicide. I disagree with you on that. No, she urged him to kill himself. This dude was crime-filled and unstable. Before I continue, this bitch knew this man was unstable. This man was vulnerable. This man was crying for help. This man was depressed. And I can relate to that dude, so I know what I'm talking about. But instead of getting, if she really cared about him and loved him, she would, even if they didn't get along anymore, she should have got him help. But no, she took the evil route. But I'll explain more of that later. Carter had her own mental health struggles. I like to know what that is, but I digress. And was taking medications that may have clouded her judgment. He said, bullshit. What kind of medications? I like to know, but I digress. The first witness on the stand was Roy's mother, Lynn Roy. She testified that she took a walk on the beach with her son hours before he was found dead, and he showed no signs he intended to harm himself. She called police later when she noticed her son's truck missing. She also testified that after her son's death, she received text messages from Carter expressing sympathy but not mentioning any prior knowledge about suicide plans. Under cross-examination, she acknowledged there was tension between her son and his father. Cam Dean, I'm going to try to say this right. I'm going to try to say this right. I hope I don't butcher his name. Conrad Roy's 16-year-old sister, who was 13 at the time of his death, told a similar story on the stand. Her brother did not seem sad at the beach, she testified. She also received text messages from Carter offering support after her brother's death, but no indication they had been in contact. The case is being tried without a jury in juvenile court because the now 20-year-old Carter was a juvenile when Roy killed himself. Court proceedings are open because she was charged as a juvenile offender, which makes her subject to adult punishment if convicted. I hope they convict her ass. I hope they convict that fucking bitch. Anyway, we're going to play the clip.
This teen girl accused of pushing her boyfriend to commit suicide by sending him taunting text messages. The Massachusetts Supreme Court has now ruled that she can stand trial for manslaughter, and ABC's Lindsay Janis is here with the latest on the case. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Michelle Carter allegedly sent her boyfriend a series of text messages that authorities say were intended to convince him to take his own life. Her attorneys have tried twice to have the charges against her dropped, but now they must go to trial.
This morning, Michelle Carter, the Massachusetts teenager accused of urging her boyfriend to commit suicide via text message, is now facing up to 20 years in prison. The state's highest court ordering her to stand trial, deciding Friday to uphold Carter's grand jury indictment on a manslaughter charge for the 2014 death of 18-year-old Conrad Roy. Roy died of carbon monoxide poisoning after locking himself inside his truck in this Kmart parking lot. At the time, prosecutors say he was on the phone with Carter for 47 minutes. His girlfriend allegedly convincing him to stay in the truck after he had second thoughts.
He was scared. She told him to get back in the car.
In a series of text messages leading up to Roy's death, prosecutors say Carter was essentially bullying him into suicide. Texting, "You need to stop thinking about this and just do it. And there is no way you can fail. Tonight is the night. It's now or never."
When are you going to do it? Stop ignoring the question.
Carter's lawyers argued the then 17-year-old's texts were protected by the First Amendment and didn't cause Roy to kill himself, saying Roy was the one who convinced Carter he should commit suicide.
He has, in fact, brainwashed her to the point where she's now accepting his idea of this is my only option.
But Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court disagreed, saying Carter engaged in a systematic campaign of coercion that targeted Roy's insecurities, and that her instruction to get back in his truck in his final moments was a direct causal link to his death.
Carter's lawyer tells us he is confident his client will be found not guilty. Carter is due back in court July 21st. We also spoke with Conrad Roy's mother. She says she feels the loss of her son every single day, and she wants this case to go forward. George?
Okay, Lindsay, thanks. Let's talk about this now with our senior legal correspondent, Sunny Hostin. So we heard the defendant's lawyer right there saying her words, the defendant's lawyer's words were protected by the First Amendment, but what the judge of the court here is saying basically that words can kill.
That words can kill, words can matter. And it was a unanimous decision, and it's a 23-page decision. I have it here. Everyone should really read this decision, especially parents of teens. And this has marked the first time that the court in Massachusetts...
I want to share that part where she said words can kill. You know, it's funny how people always like to say it's just words, especially to us as so-called black people, when people use racial slurs like saying the N-word and taunting us and verbally abusing us and disrespecting us on a constant basis. But when the men reacting to stand up for ourselves and put the racist person, specifically a racist Caucasian person, or sometimes a cover stroke, other ethnic person of color who's prejudiced against us, the so-called black people, in check, all of a sudden we get in trouble for reacting. But meanwhile, if you call the Jew a kike and make Holocaust jokes and they beat your ass, the Jews beat the person's ass for saying anti-Semitic stuff, oh, it's okay, it's justified. If you have a man saying derogatory, disrespectful stuff to women, calling her bitches, hoes, sluts, and cunts, and stuff like that, saying something about her body, making body shaming her basically, and she reacts and slaps the shit out of dude, which kind of is in the right in that regard. Oh, but we can't. If dude said, "Oh, that's just words," oh, then nobody gives a shit. The feminists don't give a fuck. They want this dude punished for verbal abuse, and don't make up some kind of bullshit ass law to make sure that man gets punished. But you know, it's funny. You know, but when it comes to us as so-called black people, now let me finish. Let me say this: when you say derogatory stuff about gay people, gay and lesbians, and they react and they get offended, all of a sudden you can't say it's just words. You get in trouble. But y'all can disrespect so-called black people all day. I don't want to get off the subject, but I'm just making a point. But when men are disrespected and called derogatory names, and we're bashed and we're body shamed, we're put down, we're verbally abused, our manhood's in check, especially when heterosexual men are called less of a man and emasculated and disrespected with derogatory comments. Oh, and we react, especially when a woman does it to us. Oh, it's okay for her. You can't hit her because it's just words. You see the double standards in this society when it comes to gender and ethnicity, gender and race. You see that shit? But if you call a cop a pig because you talk shit to a cop, you can't say it's just words. If you say if you tell somebody I'm going to tell a woman I'm going to rape you, you can't say, they will arrest you. You can't say it's just words as a man. If you tell somebody, a person tells somebody, I'm going to kill you, even if it's in a joking fashion, they will arrest your ass for a terroristic threat. But mind you, when certain people are getting disrespected, because specifically us as so-called black people, when we are verbally abused and assaulted and disrespected and put down and humiliated, or when they make slave jokes, Jim Crow jokes, lynching and hanging, do blackface, and we get offended and we react, oh, we're told we're oversensitive. I'm so sick and tired of the hypocrisy of America, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to show that part one more time.
But what the judge of the court here is saying basically that words can kill.
That words can kill, words can matter. And 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 it was a unanimous decision. And it's a 23-page decision. I have it here. Everyone should really read this decision, especially parents of teens. And this has marked the first time that the court in Massachusetts basically said you can be responsible for involuntary manslaughter just by using your words alone.
So even if you're not there, even if you don't pull the trigger or pull a knife, you can be responsible.
That's right. This court said by using those types of words, get back in the car. You need to do this. Do this now. She was almost virtually
in the car with him, goading him, pressuring him. I mean, anybody that reads what she texted him, what she said to him, should be horrified, because words matter, because words matter, because words matter, because words matter.
Absolutely unimaginable. But you're saying, you're making a distinction between what we see here and bullying, cyberbullying.
I think it's a bit different. Cyberbullying certainly is a federal crime, and it's when you intend to harm someone by your words, by cyberbullying. This is a bit different. This is encouraging someone to kill themselves. And 39 states have laws prohibiting that on the books. Massachusetts does not. But Massachusetts now is saying you can't do this kind of thing. And I often say that the law doesn't catch up with technology quickly enough. The law caught up with technology right here, right now.
We will be watching this case, Sunny Hostin. Thanks very much.
And you're right about parents needing to read that, Sunny.
Gotta read it. Gotta read it.
I'm back. You know, I mean, I know I seen evil and witnessed evil. However, what I was saying is that this is what the majority, the American women, American females, American, free case, don't get it twisted, don't get it fucked up. Females are toxic to men. You know, I'm telling y'all people, Western women, but specifically American women are toxic. They are the cancer. They are the cancer of the planet, especially that Caucasian female. The fact that this bitch would do that to a man, and I think that has that. From my speculation, I'm just gonna just speculate from my perspective. Obviously, there was an exchange, a heated argument, breakup. I'm thinking that she dumped him, and the dude got depressed. And the fact that, you know, when they went their separate ways, he stayed where he was at, and she went somewhere. I don't know where, but the fact of the matter is, this dude was talking about he was hurt, and how this man told this woman that was supposedly his girlfriend, and he was the boyfriend, that basically that this woman that he claimed that supposedly was supposed to love him, but he loved her, she didn't give a damn about his feelings. The fact that he told her that you hurt my feelings, and she laughed at him and thought it didn't take him seriously and was dismissive. It's just the fact that if you let a woman know that you are hurting, and she hurt your feelings, and you are hurting especially, and you are deeply depressed, and you're hurting badly, and the fact that women will take pleasure in hurting a man, it just shows you how we know who's really evil. Women are the most evilest people on the planet. And don't come at me, women, and say, well, I don't want to hear that not all bullshit. Because even the good ones, when a man airs out his grievances in anything, especially about women, y'all are dismissive, y'all are rude, y'all are mean, y'all are nasty, you're condescending, you mock the guy, you take pleasure at his pain, and especially our pain as men. You emasculate us, you belittle us, you tear us down with your words, and words can hurt you. That sticks and stones bullshit. Sticks and stones may break my bones, words will never hurt me. Well, guess what? Words can hurt you, and certain words can set people off, and certain words will get your ass killed. Okay? To people out there. So watch what you say. And y'all can miss me with that free speech bullshit. Well, I got free speech too. But it's funny, when I say something, y'all want to call the cops on me. Y'all want to report my videos to the FBI and whoever, to the fucking authorities every time I say something on social media. And I'm just speaking my mind. I didn't say I was going to kill somebody. I didn't say I was going to harm somebody. Didn't say I was going to kill, rape, nothing like that. But when I say something, y'all want to shut me down. You want to tell me to be quiet. Oh, but it's okay for you to say whatever the hell you want. That's a hypocritical, double standard ass bullshit. And it's like you motherfuckers want to take. You don't want to be the speech police, But y'all say it's just words. But okay, if I'm saying something, talking about a certain subject, addressing a topic, why does that bother you so much? It's okay for you to insult people and put people down, but the minute somebody says something disrespectful to you and insults you and your family, or say something to your girl, or say something to your boyfriend, all hell breaks loose. But I thought it was just words. I mean, it's like, so the victim has to suffer in silence, and the victim has to take the abuse, while the perpetrator is looked at as the victim and looked at as the fucking angel, even though they're doing dirt. We have to do better, people. And the fact that women take pleasure in hurting a man, and if you a woman, lets a woman know that he's hurt, something's bothering him, and airing out his grievances and expressing his feelings, talking about his feelings like you women say we should do, and the minute we do, you want to shut us down, you want to silence us, because it's too much truth, because you got to take responsibility for the reason why we are the way we are. And a lot of y'all women cause men to have this type of pain. But y'all claim, we got a higher tolerance to pain. Bullshit. The minute we say something to you, if we say, hey, bitch, or call you a bitch, call you out your name, or criticize you, all of a sudden you want to fight, all of a sudden you're hurting, you crying, you're being all oversensitive and shit. I am so sick and tired of these fucking hypocritical double standards that society has, especially in America. I am tired of society being so gynocentric. I'm so sick and tired of feminism and all that bullshit, and racism on top of that, favoring certain, protecting a privileged class. And women are specifically when it comes to gender issues, the privileged class. Caucasian people, when it comes to race issues and race politics, they are the privileged class that's protected and exempt from responsibility and accountability. But the victims of us as people of color, so-called black people, we gotta suffer for what they did to us. We gotta suffer the consequences. We gotta take responsibility for Caucasian people doing dirt on us. It's just the fact that my opinion is to us guys, y'all can't count on women. The fact of the matter is, we should express ourselves and voice how we feel and air out grievances. Fuck what people think, but don't expect these motherfuckers, especially women, to help us and be there for us and be nurturers. Don't nurture some dude who don't give a shit about them and treat them like crap and be emotionally unavailable to those women. Women will be all loving and doving for the wrong guy, for the asshole, the fuck, the jerk, the guy who got money and status and shit, and got power or perceived power and popularity. They'll worship and treat this guy like a fucking king. But you, as a good man with a good heart, if you're not part of the in crowd, the status quo, if you ain't got no money and good looks, you can forget about it. If you tell a woman you're hurt, they'll just make you feel worse. Well, women, y'all can keep doing that, but one day you're gonna come across the wrong guy. One day you're gonna hurt the wrong guy, and he's not gonna kill himself. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna take pleasure in harming you, beating the fuck out of you, raping the shit out you, and killing you, and you're gonna die of a painful death. And every time I come across news stories like that and hear stories about that, how women were brutally harmed and raped and murdered, I feel so happy. Yeah, I said, that's so. How can you be so happy about women being killed by men? The reason why I'm happy. You know why I'm happy when shit like that happens? Because karma's a bitch, motherfucker. You know why I take pleasure in seeing other people hurt sometimes? Because those same people who went out their way to hurt me, but specifically women, and sometimes Caucasian, actually a lot of times Caucasian people, but specifically more so women, because women have hurt me over the years. Women have denied me a life. Women that treated me like crap. Women that made fun of me. And I have done nothing to these bitches. Women have lied on me, falsely accused me of shit, lied to me, played games with my emotions and feelings. Dicked me around, played me, used me, manipulated me. Not give a fuck about how I felt, with the stuff that they did, their actions and the choices and the decision that they made. Rather be women that I talked to, they were girls at the time, but women, especially when I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my 30s. Even though I still got to deal with that shit. Even women in my own family being dismissive, rude, mean, and nasty, and disrespectful to me, or just men, period. Good men with good, kind, loving hearts. They treat these women these women treat them like shit, and all of a sudden, when they get sick and tired and they get a nigger moment and get a wake up call, now they realize they're over 35 and still got no damn body, or they're single and got a bunch of kids from different dudes. Or come off of an ugly divorce and they got baggage, especially kids. Now all of a sudden, now they want the nice guy to come save them. I'm like, fuck that shit. Y'all bitches, y'all made y'all fucking bed. Now you gotta lay in it. I hope to God that this bitch suffers for the rest of her fucking life. I hope they up the charge to fucking murder. I hope this bitch do fucking life in prison. I'm talking about 25 to life in prison without no goddamn parole. She needs to be made an example of. So other females cannot do this shit. And that was what she did was a terroristic act too. And especially when you got women doing that shit and egging guys on to killing themselves. I remember watching an old video of a guy I used to be cool with in the TFL movement, the founder of TFL, until I found out he was racist. But okay, but he was racist as hell. When he showed that video of that clip, how this woman played with this young girl played with this guy's emotions and feelings, and they were probably in middle school at the time. Happened back in 2003, the clip. And this woman was leading this guy on, saying, I like you and all that stuff. And then this guy meets this girl in person and she shoots him down. And this dude hung himself. I never forgot that. I hope that bitch fucking suffers. This bitch is probably age 25 or 30 years old. But I hope that bitch suffered. And I hope specifically that bitch you see right there, pretending like she gives a damn and has some remorse. This bitch has no damn remorse. These women have no remorse when they do dirt on us, to us men. Do underhanded, mean ass, grimy shit to us men. When they do hurtful, mean things to us men. They don't have no remorse. They don't have no damn hearts. Because they've been brainwashed to think like that. But I told you, like I said, I hope this bitch she gets life in prison. I hope the motherfucker's bullied in prison. I hope she gets fucked up in prison. Because some of these women, these other female inmates, some of them got boys, some of them got men. They got sons, or they know some men, or they know, they got nephews, and they know other dudes who got played by women. And the fact that she did that shit, especially that woman who's a mother and has a son, but she can't see him, and you got females doing shit like this, I hope she gets fucked up in prison. Yeah, I said it. And if she doesn't, she better go to prison. She better do jail time for what she did. And she doesn't, I hope somebody throws acid in her face. I hope someone attacks her, beats her up. I hope the bitch gets raped. I hope the bitch gets brutally murdered. I hope something happens to her. I hope the bitch has a painful death, dies of an eternal illness, dies from one of those illnesses, those uncurable illnesses. I hope she dies from that type of shit. Because I'm tired of women thinking that our feelings don't matter as men, or that our feelings and lives don't fucking matter. And this is a prime example of a bitch who was on her pedestal and on her fucking power trip, egging a man to kill himself when the man's crying for your goddamn help. What the hell is wrong with you bitches? But y'all don't, since y'all don't want to listen to what I gotta say. Well, when you're gonna come across the wrong man and you could have said the wrong thing and do the wrong thing, and when he confronts you, and they're gonna be pretty, and I'll be laughing when your fucking ass is in a fucking body bag. And if you do live to tell about it, you'll be disfigured. And I'll be laughing, I'll be happy to know that happened to you. Because a lot of you women deserve to be punished for your evil, wicked ass ways. And that's all I gotta say. I'm out. Peace.